What is happening, people? Got me on my Sunday afternoon stroll today instead of in the morning, and I'm the dog free. It's just me. If you can see, if you're on Facebook, check this out. There's some ducks here. This is all like out the back of my house, which is awesome. But if you're on the podcast, welcome. This is the Gym Boss Podcast. I'm Jimmy. I'm your host, as always. And this is everything your sales marketing to grow your fitness business, grow your gym. And hopefully I can share some stuff that might be able to help you. Some stuff that I've used for my own business in the past, and stuff that has been working for a lot of my clients as well, because I do the marketing and consulting side of things, so help with the sales and the strategy and all that sort of stuff. And before we dive in, like as always, head on over to iwantgymleads.com. That's iwantgymleads.com. You can go over there. That's if you want to get more leads, more clients, and be able to grow your brand. At the same time, there's a video over there. There's some of the client work that I've done that you can check it out. And if you like what you see, there's a little form there where you can fill out, and we can arrange a time to have a chat and talk about how we can do that stuff for you. But anyway, let's move on. This one in here that I've got today is the secret to success. So there's a cool story behind this. I don't know if you guys know of Andy Frisella. He's huge, big time. He's got this podcast called the MF CEO Project, a motherfucking CEO project. He's got like 7 companies, has like a couple of supplement businesses, and heaps of stuff. And he's crushing it in the public speaker entrepreneur sort of space now. And I like him because he's all like the real deal, right? Like he's everything. And he said this thing. He had this. I hope this is recording properly, the audio anyway. He said this thing where he was having a chat with a guy that had this food company. He's at a bodybuilding show, bodybuilding, like, what do you call it? It's like where they have all the stalls, like it's show or whatever. Anyway, this is where people are selling all their supplements and shit. And this guy was selling like a hot sauce, and it was a guy that him and Andy sort of knew. Anyways, they were speaking afterwards, and the guy was a bit older. He was like 50 something, and he was like, Andy, deep down, I just don't know if I feel like I'm successful, or I can deserve success. And then after chatting, like Andy gave him some pointers, and then the guy said, yeah, you're right. I just got to take it back to basics. And Andy goes, that is it though. There is nothing more than the fucking basics. That is how you win. That's how you succeed. God, I can't even talk properly. I've just come off doing some cardio indoors, like doing some intervals. It's for the first time in like forever, and I'm sucking. So sorry, guys. But he goes, there is nothing more. It's just the basics. That's what wins. And it's so funny because to relate this back to us in the fitness business, let's look at like our clients when they come to us and they want to lose weight, for example. I know you guys aren't all in weight loss, but let's just use that because it's an easy one. And they're starting to get results, and they've been chipping away at their diet. They've been turning up to 3-4 sessions a week at the studio, and they're killing it. Then after they get a bit complacent. And tell me if this sounds familiar with you and your business, right? They get a bit complacent. They're like, but now I've got to look for the next thing. And you get so frustrated as their coach because you're just like, there is no next thing. The next thing is you do more of this. And you do even more of it. And you do even more of it. Until you get to your results. And then even after you get your result, you keep going, because the people, I'm sure, I'm speaking from personal experience. I used to go up and down, up and down, up and down. I would get a taste of success. I'd be like, yeah, things are going good. And this was ages ago, and I would go on this roller coaster, and I wonder why the fuck is this happening? Because I get a little bit confident, a little bit like in cruise mode. But Grant Cardone says it best, is you got to wake up and act like as if you're broke every single day. Because they're the people that succeed, are the ones that just like get after it every day. Your clients, the ones that like lose weight and keep it off, are the ones that establish the new habits, do their diet, do their training, and then when they get the result, they keep going, they keep at it, because now it's been part of their life. So now back in your business, same thing. If you've been advertising, if you've been doing sales consultations, and you've been doing all the retention stuff in the studio to make sure the culture is right and people are loving it and people are referring, and then as soon as you feel like you want to take your foot off the gas, that is the very moment That is the very moment when you need to go fucking put your foot on the gas and give it even more. That's when you got to go, because when you got to go the hardest is when you feel like you don't need it. Let me say that again. When you got to go the hardest is when you feel like you don't need it. Oh, like, I could talk about this subject all day long, but until I found out that missing piece for me, and I had that light bulb moment, I was like, shit. That was when business just like started to grow month after month, instead of having these ebbs and flows and these ups and downs. And one of the things, like when I do a consult, and this is something that I can do with you, is like, okay, I want you to just take out pen and paper and have a look and write down the last like 3 to 5 things that you've done, or even like 1 to 2 things that you've done that you know, like, okay, when I did this, I got results. I got more members, or my clients stayed longer, or I got referrals, or whatever. So write that down. Now, next to that, write a yes or no. Am I still doing that now? And if it's a no, how about this? How about we just keep doing a little bit more? How about we keep doing more and a whole lot more of what actually worked? It's pretty simple. And the stupid thing for me was, way back when, before I had the agency and I was just doing my fitness stuff, was whenever I marketed and made offers to people, I got more clients. And when I stopped is when I lost clients. It was pretty funny it was pretty straightforward and simple, but just double, triple, quadruple down on the efforts of stuff that's already working. Pour gasoline on that shit, light it on fire, and really give it everything you got. Get your whole team behind it. Like, that is the stuff. Because there's all these great quotes out, and one of my favorite ones, I'm going to get real nice and close, get him tight on the camera here. The secret to success. You want to know what the secret to success is? There is no secret. I would yell, but I've got all these houses back behind me here. I'm not going to. But there is no success. There is no secret. It's just like, got to keep at it. And it's again, that's related back to the weight loss client. The client that doesn't, the clients that give up after like 4 weeks and they don't really see any results, and they taper off, and they're like, it's not working. It's like they're just going to keep going, and it's like this graph. If you look at like going across like that, it'll stay flat because you're putting in all this effort, and over time you're not seeing any returns. But then all of a sudden it'll exponentially, bang, it'll spike in terms of results. And that's the same with business. Like I'm sure when you first started out, you didn't have all the clients that you have now. Like if you've got 50, 100, 200 clients, you didn't have all those when you started out, but you chipped away and you did things, and then you got there. And I'm sure you've had those ebbs and flows, but I'm sure there was a period where it spiked. We had like a little bit of a spike, and that was that accumulation. And results will come as long as you let the accumulation build up. It's like in the pressure cooker. It has to build up the pressure first, and then it goes. Then it's just like, yeah. Then that's all you need to do. And the same is for the flip side of it. You don't see the failure almost straight away. It takes time. It'll stay flat if you stop putting in the daily stuff that needs to happen with your marketing, with your sales, with your retention, and then you'll see this all of a sudden a drop off, and you might be like, whoa, why am I now down 30% membership or something? It's because you weren't doing stuff like 90 days ago to keep on top of it. It's always a lag. There's always a lag and a delay for success and for failure. For failure, the lag is not as much, which just sucks. It could be like 60 to 90 days to start seeing a decline. But success is the other way. It could be like 3, 6, 9, 12 months sometimes until you see the fruits of your labor. But hey, look, I've been talking ages and I haven't even made a pitch for a long time. So hey, look, head on over to iwantgymleaders.com. You can go over there, you can see I've got a little video over there for you where, talking about getting more clients, more leads, growing your brand all at the same time. And you know what? You can see some of our client work there too, some of the results that we've got for them. And if you like what you see, there's a little form there, fill it out, and we'll be in touch to schedule a time to jump on the phone and talk about how we can do that for you. But this is me. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to give you just a little recap of what we spoke about. Andy Frisella, he goes, there is nothing more than the basics. There is nothing more than the basics. That is what wins. And he's got 7 companies, a multi-millionaire. You know, he's if you don't know him, check him out on Instagram. He's amazing. So there is nothing more than the basics. There is no secret to success, is part 2. Part 3, to avoid the ebbs and flows, is you just got to chip away at it, and it builds and it accumulates. That's the 3 things for today that I really wanted to talk about. Anyways, love you all. Remember, iwantgymleads.com. Go over there, go check it out. This is Jimmy. Love you all. Peace. See you all in the next one.